from Critical Financial, 17 things society can no longer do because Gen Z said so. And I guess that's hyperbolic. That's a joke. Obviously, people are going to do whatever the hell they want to do. And some people say Gen Z is trending more conservative. Some people say that Gen Z is more radical LGBT. 40% or whatever identify as this, that, and the third. And I really don't know. But it says Gen Z, our digital native trend-setting generation, is making waves in the cultural sea, steering the ship of societal norms in fresh and unexpected directions. As they charter new territories, there are certain practices they'd rather say goodbye to. Curious? Let's take a look at 17 things the rest of us can no longer do because Gen Z said so. Well, that's only a surefire way to make sure that people do this, because who cares? Ignoring mental health issues. And this has become a buzzword in the past couple of years. Oh, mental health. Yeah, I'm not saying there's no such thing as mental health, quite obviously, but they just use it as a blanket term. When a crazy person smoking dope at the Canal Street station pushes somebody onto the tracks, it's mental illness. But then when, the right wingers have a weirdo shooter or something, or racist, few and far between, there's actual racism, and they want to say, well, that's a mental health issue. And then the left says, no, that's just racist. It's ridiculous. It is manipulation to the highest degree. Oh, mental health issues. So when gangsters are shooting at each other on Highway 4 in the Bay Area, it's just a mental health issue. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? So even, let's say for the sake of argument, that a police officer does something crazy. They wouldn't say that's a mental health issue. They would say that person's a racist and needs to be put away for life. But when a dope fiend is freaking out on the sidewalk and, playing in his own feces, that's a mental health issue. There's nothing to be said for absolutely criminal dope fiends. It's just mental health. Casual comments about mental health don't sit well with Gen Z. They strive for a world where mental health is discussed with knowledge and sensitivity. So maybe we should consider that. I'm so OCD. Okay. All right. No, we're not going to do that. Disregarding sustainable fashion. So I guess it looks like, I don't know, I haven't read this yet, but it looks like they're just going to take every single weirdo new age talking point and force feed the agenda down your throat. Disregarding sustainable fashion. Oh, the sun monster is going to kill us, so don't shop at H&M anymore. While we once loved those cheap fast fashion deals, Gen Z shopping carts looks different. They're all about sustainability and ethically sourcing, showing us that fashion can be both stylish and conscious. Yeah, okay. Are we to believe that Gen Z is the first generation to go to the thrift store? I mean, people literally made songs about that 10, 15 years ago. I'm gonna pop some tags. I mean, thrifting has been popular for many years, as long as people have been discarding clothes. So yeah, I mean, H&M is not the best. Urban Outfitters, right? So maybe millennials, they used to go to Urban Outfitters, but now you can't do that because that's not sustainable. It's ridiculous. Mocking safe spaces. Gen Z isn't just about physical spaces. They value emotional and mental sanctuaries. Their quest for understanding and acceptance has given rise to the concept of safe spaces where everyone can truly be themselves. Well, that's obviously not true, right? I mean, I guess some people say that, Jesus Christ, this is absolutely insane. So some people say that Gen Z is trending more conservative, but do you think for one split second that 3 or 4 years ago, anybody in Gen Z would be accepting of a safe space for a man in a red hat? Doubt it. It's just through the roof, bro. I don't know how this is still okay. So sustainable. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Let me slow down. First, they had sustainable fashion, which I thought was going to be the climate, the sun monster agenda. But of course, there's this one, trivializing climate change, and this is absolutely crazy because when I watch the local news, like the Bay Area news, they speak of climate change as though it's just Oh, insurance companies are leaving California because of climate change.
Welcome back. Thanks to our changing climate and wildfires, many insurance carriers are either leaving California or no longer writing new policies.
It's not because the crime is through the roof. Right? It has nothing to do with that. People are getting broken into their houses, their cars. Businesses can't keep insurance. It's getting far too expensive. The jewelry store robbery heist, notably, that was the most recent case of people not having insurance.
A devastating blow made worse after the family let their business insurance lapse due to rising premiums. Oakland police ask anyone with information on this case to contact the robbery division. Now, because Fong Jewelry does not have insurance coverage, the Oakland Chinatown Improvement Council is running a GoFundMe to help. You can find a link to it at this story at our website, abc7news.com.
And the people in the news would have you believe that insurers are leaving California because of climate change. And that's just not true. And, I mean, trivializing climate change. So basically what they're saying is, you're not buying our propaganda, which is true with everything. Remember joking about that hot winter day? Gen Z isn't laughing. They're stepping up, advocating for the environment and urging us to join the fight against climate change. Yeah, well, that is a dragon you can never catch, right? Join the fight against the sun monster. That is a way to keep you on the hook forever, right? I've said it before, but at least with the radical gender agenda, you can show somebody the pictures. You can, tell them how much it's going to cost. You can send them to a doctor, all the hoops they're going to have to jump through to have a weird, smelly hatchet wound. And you can see that, right? But with the climate, the weather zealots, it doesn't matter. You can just move the goalpost, right? AOC, 12 years. Oh, the water levels are going to be rising. Oh, but Barack Obama is buying beachfront property in Martha's Vineyard that, of course, the migrants can't get anywhere near, right? So trivializing climate change. So basically not abiding by all of our wacky sun monster rules. That's just a bridge too far. According to a study conducted by King's College London, 66% of Gen Z and 57% of millennials agree environmental concerns should take priority over economic growth, compared with 44% of baby boomers and 45% of Gen X. So, sacrifice your well-being, sacrifice your money for the sake of the sun monster. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pass on that.
It's got to be no, dog.
Underestimating the power of social media activism. Oh yeah, your black squares. You're black. Put your black square up. Gen Z has redefined activism. It's no longer restricted to street protests. They harness the power of social media to champion causes. Their impactful digital campaigns exemplify how a solitary post can ignite significant change and rally collective support. And then they turn the comments off. This is crazy. Mocking non-binary pronouns. Yeah, so basically what's happening here is they're just telling you that this critical financial website just wants you to know that Gen Z is on board with all of the weirdo, extremist, Democrat propaganda, new talking points. That's basically what this boils down to. Mocking non-binary pronouns. Yeah, okay. As language evolves, Gen Z is at its forefront. They're teaching us that embracing terms like they, them isn't a trend, but a step toward understanding diverse identities. Time magazine published an article that revealed in late 2020 and early 2021, Gen Z was the only U.S. generation which a majority believe there are more than two genders. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it right. It's completely false. It's bogus. It doesn't make any sense. But Gen Z, they're steering the ship, right? They're the ones, even though I think you might have pushed too hard. I think you overplayed the hand. And when you have a bunch of Gen Z sports fans, a whole bunch of bros, packing Zins and hanging out at the college football game, they're extremists, right? We all remember the Covington kids, sort of kids in that lane, right? They're Gen Zers too, but these people would have you believe this is kind of like with the abortion thing, right? Like, oh, well, women are all pro-choice, which I don't even like to use the phrase pro-choice because that in itself is propaganda. But they want you to believe that all of Gen Z is doing this, and quite clearly, they're not. not recycling because it's inconvenient. Well, in the communist regime of California, they will basically fine you if you don't recycle. And that's the same thing, climate agenda, ignoring the importance of SPF. Never heard this, but whatever. Making light of consent. Who does that? Who does that? You just made that up. You created that boogie monster that there are people out, the R culture, right? I mean, when Bo Jiden is, implicated in several despicable stories, one even concerning his own daughter, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, nobody has made light. Who has made light of consent? Let me know. I mean, I'm all ears. Let me know. Right? There's some weirdo football players and the Diddies of the world, but they get lambasted immediately. So who's making light of consent? It's just they create a boogeyman and then tell you that, I guess, the older people, now I guess they're splitting it by age because, the Harry Sissons and all the Gen Zers are going to go to bat for these weirdo agendas. This is just crazy. They're drawing lines, setting boundaries, and teaching the world about the importance of consent. Through their voices, mutual respect in relationships, and is becoming the norm. So making light of consent, which is not actually happening, is precisely, one of the reasons why younger people aren't getting together, is because so much is saying, oh, hey, how you doing? You look great today. Like, do you want to grab a cup of coffee? That's a bridge too far, right? Nobody, do you want me to believe that you found a young lady and you guys have gone out on a date, maybe 2 dates, and you get to the house, you guys both had a couple of drinks, and I'm all over the place here, but there was a post from Planned Parenthood that said, I changed my mind means no. What? That's basically what this is, right? Oh yeah, I mean, after that date and 2 glasses of wine, I wanted to, but now I don't, and that's not consent. I mean, this is just crazy. The goalpost will constantly move. It is real whack-a-mole stuff out there. Stereotyping based on job roles. Gen Z challenges traditional notions of success, looking beyond the conventional suit and tie, embracing roles from YouTubers to app developers. They're setting a new narrative. Okay. I guess that's the one decent thing as I sit here on YouTube. That's the one decent thing so far that they have been right about. Assuming college is the only path to success. All right, there's number 2. Not bad. But I don't think the establishment, they love people to go to college because those are indoctrination camps. And they can just convince you that, of course, you're going to work at McDonald's for the rest of your life if you don't go to college, right? But that's obviously not true. And of course, while we can tell you that you're not going to get a good job unless you come with us, we're going to charge you $40,000 a year, and we're going to get to brainwash you with all of our weirdo propaganda and encourage you to scream in the face of anybody who makes a different lunch order from you. There is no diversity of thought on these campuses for the most part. Not all, but most.
Not all, but most.
The paradigm of education is shifting in dynamic ways. Gen Z, while acknowledging the significance of traditional college degrees, understands that modern success can be achieved through diverse avenues. Yeah, and also, you guys completely shut down the schools, the colleges, all over the place because the, what do they call it? The sweet and sour sniffles, right? That was too dangerous. Refusing to adapt to new technology. All right, that's good. That's fair enough. Blindly sharing fake news. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you mean news that the establishment, the regime, the uppers haven't approved of. In today's digital age, overflowing with diverse information, Gen Z stands as a beacon for responsible communication. Yeah, I'll bet. That's why Harry Sisson is out there spreading fake news nonstop. Using plastic without a second thought. Ugh. Dude, you guys have already done like 3 climate fear-mongering pieces of nonsense. Not understanding internet privacy. Well, okay. In today's digital landscape, where many are tempted to share every moment, Gen Z offers a contrasting approach. They place a premium on online privacy, exemplifying that though sharing moments can be delightful, it's equally critical to be cautious and protective of one's digital presence and online information. Yeah, and that's like sort of the the libs of TikTok thing. Like they want it to be in their little bubble, in their little circle. Okay, fine, have a private profile. You can't be posting things publicly on Instagram and Twitter and then get mad when it gets out of your bubble and somebody who may not agree with it sees it. Overdoing the hustle culture. Yeah, okay. Well, previous generations often prided themselves on relentless work. So Gen Z's lazy. Okay, fair. Pigeonholing based on age. Oh yeah, so we're young. The Gen Z, so I guess they want to be taken seriously. There's a clip that went viral recently of this girl. Oh, I got 2 degrees. She's like 20 years old or whatever. Oh, I got 2 degrees. But this person only wants me to answer customer service calls.
Can anyone explain to me how I have 2 degrees? I have 2 degrees. Oh, and a certificate. A little extra, right? I have a certificate. May not be a master's, but it's something extra along with the 2 degrees, you know? I'm trying to apply for jobs right now, and the thing is that the only person I have responding to me is a man from a tech company saying, hey, you want to answer some customer service problems? You want to answer some customer service calls? No, Bart, I don't want to answer your calls. No offense, but I'm a little more qualified looking down at these, and I'm looking at them, and I'm kind of wondering. I'm like, what was this for again?
Well, yeah, you got to start at the bottom. You're not going to start out as COO of a company because you have a degree that you paid for that you probably couldn't answer any of the questions about, right? Like, I mean, you paid the money, bro. There are very few colleges out there, I believe, in my personal opinion, that would deny somebody the degree after they paid or their parents paid. Gen Z views age differently than previous generations. To them, it's not a barrier or defining label. Instead, they perceive it as a mere number. Okay. Refusing to let it hinder their interactions by continuously choosing to learn, grow. Wait, okay, so first they say overdoing the hustle culture and not understanding internet privacy, but then not pigeonholing based on it. Okay, this is absolute nonsense. Yeah. All right, well, I guess that's it. It's a little strange. It's basically, this whole thing is basically just letting you know that for the most part, Gen Z is on board, or they want you to believe that Gen Z is on board with every weirdo piece of Democratic propaganda.